Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a good morning. It is warm and humid. It's in the low 70s, but it's very humid. We did get another 3/4 of an inch rain last night. So that's made us a total of 8 inches of rain this week. And I can see my hair sticking up. It was very windy when we went to the sales. It was pouring down rain right up until almost 7 o'clock. And we wasn't going to go if it was pouring down rain because we figured most of them wouldn't even set up. And the neighborhood sale had listed a rain date. But the wind slowed down for a while and it quit raining. So we got dressed and went. The neighborhood sale was absolutely terrible. I mean, it truly was a bunch of junk and clothes, which I wasn't looking for. So we went to a sale that is close to us, and I got 2 things. I think I spent $5 there, and then we went to another sale that we just happened to see the sign. It was its second day. It was at the Lions Club. I had not seen any advertising for it at all. So we were going to go to Bojangles, so we said, okay, we'll run in there first because it was right next to it. And we did get a few decent things there. Not a lot, but I am happy we got anything. But I'm going to show you those few things that we got at the yard sale after I show you all of these wonderful seed boxes. Since my haul was small, I decided to go on and show you all these seed boxes. And the seed boxes were used in either country stores or feed stores. They would hold a certain amount of packs of seeds, or sometimes the seeds could have been loose and people put the seeds in the packets. And the stores paid for the box with the seeds, and they would reuse the same box a lot of times year after year, because on a lot of these seed boxes you can tell there's been more than one picture put in the lid. You can kind of see at the corners where they didn't do them straight that there are multiple pictures, and I can only imagine how beautiful some of them are. But we've been lucky. We've probably been collecting these, I don't know, probably at least, I'd say 35, 40 years. And ours, most of them date from the late 1800s to the early 1900s. Most of them are not dated, but 2 of ours are, but they're all the same style, so I'm pretty sure that they're, the same date period of the late 18 to the early 1900s. And they're a prize. They're getting harder and harder to find. They were always hard to find, even when we were really collecting them. And nowadays, if you see one that is a pretty box with a pretty label inside that is halfway decent, if you can get that for $100 or less, you are getting a super buy. But like I said, we love them, and y'all know I use a lot of them for display, and I intend to keep using them because they're just a beautiful piece of history. And some of these boxes do have the original labels that told how much the stores paid for the box with the seed pack. So I just think it's super interesting, and as I said, a piece of history. And I know a lot of y'all have really wanted to see them. All of them wouldn't fit on a kitchen table, so I have a couple of them over on the counter along with our few yard sale finds. And then we did get a beautiful Cardinal lithograph too at that Lions Club sale. So let's get started. This is one end of the table. I'm going to sit down so you can get a better view. We'll start with this one right here. This was the Mandeville and King Superior Flower Seeds, Rochester, New York. And you can see it had this little label in here. This box was $7.75. It said flower seeds at list prices printed on the packets amounting to box, if not returned, subject to the same discount as the seeds. So I'm presuming the box was the 75 cents and the seeds were the $7. So can you believe it? And let me show you the outside, because the outsides are beautiful, and they always had these beautiful ways to lock them. I just love them. This is a long, narrow one. You don't see those as much. And this one I did use in the spring. So I'm going to shut it so you can see the other one better. This one is a wonderful, wonderful label. I've used this one in the living room many times. That's a DM Ferry and Company, Detroit, Michigan. This one is not dated, but you can see where the little slots that held the packets in place on the sides and in the back. And I'll shut this one. This one, they did the two tones of the wood. And then look at that beautiful clasp. All right, I'll open that back up. I'll push it back. I'll push this beauty back. That one doesn't want to set up. The little narrow ones don't want to set up. The back makes them top heavy. And this one, we actually have two of them, but the wood is a little different and the clasps on them are different. This is Choice Flower Seeds from DM Ferry and Company, Detroit, Michigan. And this is oak. Look at that grain on that. And there's that beautiful clasp. Okay, this one is dated 1893. I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. But look at that, sweet children. I use this one in the living room a lot. DM Ferry and Company. But look at all the little children. It's just precious. And I'll show you how pretty the wood is. Another beautiful oak box. And another beautiful clasp. So there's that for. As I said, the long thin ones and these smaller ones, y'all seen this one before many times in my display. It still has the grass in it from where I used it at spring. They were much rarer. This is Rice's. Popular flower seeds are the best. And down here, it says a small sum of money invested in a few papers of Rice popular flower seeds. A small amount of care devoted to their cultivation will make your lawn beautiful or adorn your garden. Try it, and we feel sure you will be pleased with the results. And on the edge, they listed all the kinds of flower seeds, and this box was $6.25 is what it cost for the box and the seeds. And then over here are more names of the flowers. But isn't that sweet? Cambridge Valley, Cambridge, New York. And this one is like the other one. The Choice Flower Seeds, DM Ferry and Company, Detroit, Michigan. But the wood is a little different color. This is the tiger oak wood, which I love. And that beautiful clasp. I'll get it back open. And then this one, I'm not sure you've ever seen this one. This is Cambridge Valley Seed Gardens. Remember, our packets are not only the largest, but the prettiest and contain the most seeds. And it says the same thing down here. What will a few pennies do? And this label is not in as good a shape as the other ones, but I figure this is probably another one that is in the 1800s. And it has the name of the flowers right there too. And on the other side. But just a beautiful piece of history. And here is its inlaid top. Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? And then its beautiful clasp. And I wanted to show you, on the bottom, you can see this was the original label that told all about what was in there. Yeah, the box was $1. Can you imagine that? But a lot of them have those paper labels on the bottom. I can't remember if this one does. No, this one doesn't. But this one is dated 1891. Someone wrote the name of the person and the date on the bottom, 1891. This is another one of the little narrow ones. It's a beautiful little oak box. Mandeville and King, Superior Flower Seeds, Rochester, New York. There's all the information on it. This box costs $9.50. And I don't know whether it has a label. It does not have a label. I'm trying to stand it up so I can show you the gorgeous, look at the gorgeous clasp on that. And more beautiful oak. This one is D.M. Ferry and Company, Flower Seeds, 1906. And it tells all about how they were supposed to fix the box. It said this handsome display case will increase your flower seed sales if set up as directed below. When complete as shown in Figure 4, place it in prominent place on your showcase or wherever the box can be seen at its best advantage. We lead the world in flower and vegetable seeds. This is patented in 1906. And then here is another one that is a different size. This one is taller box. Let me slide this one over. I'll show you. So you can see that this one is a narrower box and that one back there is a taller box. But it has all the same information to the merchant. And this one says patent pending. This box cost $8. And this is another gorgeous oak box. And look at that clasp. So we'll go and look at these, and then we'll look at the last two on the counter. There's the top of that gorgeous box. Like I said, it took us years to get these. And there are a lot of styles that we don't have, that we were never able to get, or we didn't want to pay the price. I think the most we ever paid for one was $125. The very first one we ever got, and John and I, neither one could remember which one it was because it's been so many years ago, we got at a DAR antique show, and we believe we paid $40 for it back then. Okay, over here, this is another gorgeous one. Just look at that. Choice Flower Seeds, D.M. Ferry, Detroit, Michigan. Doesn't have any dates. It says the Calvert Lithograph Company, Detroit. But this is one that you can definitely see it's had multiple pictures in. I don't know if it has a label. It has a partial label. This box cost $11. But here's its beautiful clasp. Another oak one. And then y'all have seen this one in my displays. This is a little beauty. Another Choice Flower Seeds from D.M. Ferry. It has barely any label left on the bottom, but it has a gorgeous clasp. They went to a lot of trouble to make these boxes attractive, so I guess so that people would notice them. And they do, and I would have. But I doubt if they would have thought that these boxes by themselves would be worth what they're worth today. Okay, I'm going to show you The lithograph that I got, I'm going to see if I can get this up in the chair over here so you can see it. Look at this. The color of the wood looks like cherry. I don't know what that is, whether it is, and it was $3. But look at it. Let me see if you can. I don't think you'd be able to see it. The light's terrible. $1947. I think it's 1947. Shoot. I think it is. But look at the Cardinals. Let me get back. Well worth $3 because it is a large lithograph. And it is just gorgeous. It needs cleaning. The glass is super filthy. Okay, I'll come back over here and show you my other few little yard sale treasures. I just love that box. Y'all saw my clock yesterday. Okay, I got this pretty little box. You know I collect boxes, and I love blue and white. Look at that. And I just thought that was gorgeous, and that was $3. And I got Pinocchio. Can't get his head to turn around. That's made in Germany. He was $1. And y'all know I can't resist plates. Love this plate. I thought it was whimsical. And let me pick it up so you can see around the edges. It has corn and leaves. And here is the back of it. International Toast Series. It's made in England. Fondeville, Ambassador Ware, England. But I thought it was really neat and unusual. And then this one is a gorgeous thing, and I don't need to pick that up. It's made in Germany. It is beautiful. Has the fall leaves and the walnuts and the grapes, and I thought having the black and gold really showed that up. Oh, both the plates were 50 cents. They had $1 on them, and when we got to the checkout, the woman said it's second day, so you can get them for 50 cents a piece. Now, she didn't reduce the Cardinal print. I guess she figured $3 was a great buy on that, and I agreed with her. I didn't expect any, but I was thankful for it. So, got this gorgeous mug made in Germany. You know I love these type of mugs. I have them in our bedroom. Look at that. It was 50 cents and made in Germany. And it's a mustache cup. And then this beautiful floral piece. Got it upside down, of course. This is Kernwick, Goonhaven, Cornwall, England. But I thought that was a beautiful piece. And that was $1. It had $3 on it, and that woman said, that's ridiculous. So she said, how about $1? I said, that's wonderful, thank you. So that is all of our few yard sale treasures. But I hope you enjoyed seeing all these wonderful seed boxes. I didn't realize how many we had until I got them all out and looked at them. But they are, like I said, a piece of history. And I just love them. And if I could find any more at a cheap price, I would definitely buy them. Because you know I like a bargain. I'm not going to pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars for them. But I do love them. So thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Y'all just write the sweetest comments. I read every one. And I'm almost caught up on comments. I'm still behind on watching y'all's videos, so please forgive me for that. And I'm behind on yard work between all the rain and my shoulder. So I hope this week to get back on schedule and start being able to do some work outside. because I actually enjoy doing it, and it makes me feel good when I can take an area, even a small area that looks bad, and make it look better. So it's kind of therapy. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. And as I tell you all the time, take a few minutes, sit down and read a magazine if you still read paper magazines, which I do. I like to hold them in my hand. Look at somebody's video if that's your thing. Whatever it is, just do it. And we'll see you again soon. Love and blessings to y'all from me and John and baby boy. Till the next time. Bye-bye.